Hello, friends, and welcome to another video lesson from BBOS Talks. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click subscribe and click the bell so that you can be notified of new uploads. This video is part of the Excel tutorial series, and here we'll be learning how to do flash fill of cells in Excel. This powerful feature and super useful feature which can speed up your work by doing an autofill of cells. So let's say you have a couple of rows of data in an Excel sheet, and one of the columns is derived from the other columns adjacent to it. So in this case, you have a column called display name, a column D. And if you will notice, the values of this cell are derived or taken from the other columns which are adjacent or just beside this column. Okay, so the Juan, Juan, is from this column, first name. Okay, and then the second word in the cell value, Cruz, is actually taken from this column here called it's a surname, and from this here it takes this value and concatenates them in such a way as to display it like this: first name or given name, and then a space, and then the surname. Okay, so that's the pattern. So Excel's autofill feature analyzes the pattern in the first cell you will manually fill, which is this one I'm pointing at, and then it does its thing. It makes its own smart decision of figuring out the pattern and applying that pattern to the rest of the cells in the same column. Okay, but first let's see what would happen if we used the autofill techniques that we already know in Excel. Okay, so if I drag the handle, if I point at this cell, and if I point at the lower right hand corner of the cell, you have this handle which looks like a plus or a black cross. And then if we just drag it down, it will not do what we need. Just simply reproduce the value of the cell, creating duplicates, that's it. But that's not what we needed, right? So I will undo that. And what if I say I would do this? I would write the pattern, the value for the second cell following this pattern. So I would say Lucas Kalau. And then I would try to do what I would be doing with a numeric value or sequential letters. Then same thing, I would highlight the two cells and point at the lower right hand corner. And once I see the black cross handle, I will just drag. But it also doesn't do what we need. It's simply repeating the sequence of the two values we have given. Okay, so that's not what we needed. Okay, I'll just remove this. Okay, wrong spelling. So it doesn't really do what we expected it to do. Okay, so I will cancel that. And now here you will learn about flash fill in Excel. Okay, so what we would do is to first point or click your mouse on the cell, on the next cell or the first cell that you wanted to populate using this flash fill feature. Next is to go to the data tab. So right now, if you look at the tabs, these are menus, also called tabs in Excel. We're currently at the home tab. So you click on the data tab. Okay, prior to that, remember you have clicked on the location of the first cell that you want to populate. Okay, then you click on the data tab, and then you just somewhere to the right, you look for under the data tools section, which you are partly seeing, you will look for flash fill. So you click on flash fill, and it does its thing very, very quickly. Okay, so now let's examine and validate the values if indeed it was following the pattern correctly. So already we have seen that it has auto-populated or auto-filled the cells in this row, in this column. But now let's just validate. So the pattern is that it's a concatenation of column C space column A. So here it should be Lucas Calao, which is correct here. Now let's see, CNE 1, San Juan, which is correct. And just one more check. Column C, Pete. Column E, Smith. So it's correct. So as you can see, it did what we promised it would deliver very amazingly, and it will really work wonders in your work. And the thing about this is that it's not your traditional, it doesn't use formulas. If you click on the cell itself, it doesn't have formulas underneath. Okay, if you click on the others, there's no formula. It's simply auto-populated, auto-filled the rest of the cells using the pattern on the first one you've given. Okay, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed and learned something from this short video. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please click subscribe and click the bell and share the word. I hope to see you in the next video.